Many years back, I was coming to West Indies and I met Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, Little Master. He told me there may be many kings in the world, but in cricket, there is only one king, and that is King Vivian Richards. So, I'm blessed and privileged, such a privilege talking to you.
Thank you for your kindness.
Sir, a couple of questions. When we talk about West Indies, it's a totally different team, I say, because you don't have a national anthem, you don't have a national flag. It's a number of islands, they come together only for cricket. Can you talk us about this bonding of cricket that brings the West Indies together?
It is the only thing that would have united us, because when you look at maybe being represented at the Olympics, being represented at the World Games and whatever, even football, we all go as separate entities. But cricket have been the force. I believe that we got to try our utmost best. Seeing Western cricket, understand how much it is then. We've got to find ways and means, because you know the people themselves, they sort of want to get because of that game. When West Indies does well, all the Caribbean islands feel good, and we've got to create this this feeling again, because the people, they are missing something. And I think this is the only thing that, in my opinion, that have kept us together, to shout together as a unit, to feel. And even as you mentioned about maybe we haven't got an anthem of such, because that, I think, is the sense of pride, where you know you're standing there, your national anthem is played. We've got to basically get one in order, like the Baby Brother song and all that stuff. But yet still, it's still a nice emotion, because when West Indies does well, it is amazing. That sounds like a proper anthem. But it's something that I think if you are a sports person in cricket, you would miss, not having that sense of pride, seeing your flags raised and all that sort of stuff, you know, and that's how passionate I am. But this is what we have to work with, and I guess maybe because of those colonial days, we're still finding our way.
In 1970s and 80s, West Indies cricket dominated the cricketing world, and after that something else happened. Do you think cricketers who are born in West Indies, you could not breed cricketers?
It's not a matter of that. I just believe that we have dropped the ball in terms of administration. Up to today, it is still very much an organization that you're never quite sure what's going to happen next. And when you would have lost your trust at the highest level in terms of our administration and the way they would have handled things over the years, we've seen players, when they do things or not getting runs or not getting wickets, they are dropped. But we have seen a board and members keep making mistakes over and over and over again. Who is there to punish them? Who is there to put things in place? So we have a continuity of rubbish leadership. You know, I use that word, harsh word, rubbish leadership, for quite a long time. And how I look at it, and to me, it doesn't seem to be getting any better. And I think the poor people of the Caribbean, the supporters and everyone who loves us in this cricket, see this, that there is no leadership at that level. So I guess it filters. If you do not have a strong head, it filters out, and you can see what our statistics is like. We are quite well represented when it comes to the T20 format, but we are wanted in our format. So I guess the administrators, in my opinion, there was just a guy who worked as a press officer in the West Indies Cricket Board, who's Mr. Imran Khan, who would have revealed a lot of stuff about the board and its run-ins and things like that. And everyone is afraid. Everyone is afraid to because they're afraid of their position. They're afraid that if I do this, I may be out of that. And that's what I think, that's some of the big problems. People are put in position just for the sake for them to be quiet. And I won't be. I'm not going to be. And I've said it over and over again that when you would have made a lot of sacrifice for these same individuals to be governed to be governing, I am going to continue to speak because I'd like to think that the Clive Lloyds and all the folks who would have helped to make West Indies cricket what it is. Yep, so you go way back when, to Everton Weeks and Wes Hall and all these guys. Then. So what I think we've got to do, I'm going to continue to speak as loud as I can, regardless of whether I'm in whatever position. But that's the way it goes. You have folks who are in dictative positions who put people in place, keep them quiet, and then the same business continues as usual. And that, I think, is part of the problem of West Indies cricket.
So on the other side of the coin, I think West Indies cricket somewhat needs T20 cricket because your players need to take care of their families, so that money matters. Is also important, but at the same, once you're secured on that front, the players should also concentrate on playing bigger cricket, representing their countries rather than representing T20 teams world over.
Yeah, what I think, and I think too, that the administrators, in my opinion, can play a huge role in making that to happen. Because if you're the governing body, take for instance, we have the Olympics, which has been held in Rio, Brazil. You have that. The International Organization for Athletics, they're the ones who make those decisions. Why can't the ICC, in my opinions, I'm having a chat, you would have been there the night when we had a chat with Virat, and he said that his players, he appreciates Test match cricket. He thinks it's the foundation for any other cricket. Because one can remember, that was the birth of cricket itself. And all the other versions came along, the 50 overs, the T20s, the other cricket was there long established before that. So we got to try our best to, because I think the two, T20 and 50 overs, they all can still have an avenue where people can still be entertained. How it's going to be done? If the ICC does its governance well, where there's an avenue for all the playing countries in the world to have their players represented at Test match level and representing their countries, you won't get the bigger picture like the IPL, the Big Bash, and all the other stuff that's played around the world. There's no way you should go do that unless you would have fully baptized on the other side where Test match cricket is concerned. So, in my opinion, it would open the doors, in my opinion, for much more recruits, much more solid players who understand the game from grassroots, because from that you can spread your wings. And if that is done, I think we will have a wonderful marriage between T20, 50 overs, and Test match cricket.
Sir, you have a special relationship with Indian players, be it Sachin Tendulkar. You advised him in 2007.
Yes, I knew that. That's right.
And now you're having some good relation with Virat. Tell us about this friendship, bonding, love.
I've always loved Indian batsmen, for sure. And I even say long before maybe Virat and Sachin and all these other guys came along, Kapil Dev, I admire Kapil Dev for his tenaciousness, his ability to fight. And I've always felt that Kapil was one of the individuals who opened Indian cricketers' eyes to competing, to be competitive. And I maintain that. Sonny Gavaskar I see as the godfather of Indian batsmanship, and everything else, because you don't score 1400s against the best attack in the world. Okay? You don't, So I admire folks like that. I admire now Sachin, seeing him play. I just love to see a sport that individuals doing justice to it, and I'm proud to say that I know Virat, and I wish them well. And even though it's against West Indies, you want to see good, solid individuals, who represent what I think is the best thing that can ever happen to any batsman, to represent your country. Seeing them doing that, and I'm very happy. And it gives me a good feeling that it's not because maybe they think you can bat or whatever the case, but it's a sign of respect. And I myself give a lot of respect for that.
And they pay you respect.
That's right, yes.
So your kids are not cricketers, but be it Masaba or Mali, they are artists. What do you feel about that?
I'm happy for them. You know, what I think Masaba would achieve in India. One day I went to when she had her launch the Lakshmi Fashion Week. You know, it made me feel proud. You know, tears almost came to my eyes just to see the attention and all that stuff, and knowing that she's doing her own thing and getting her own just reward for that. You know, Mali the same. He didn't. I know he wanted to play cricket, but I don't think at the time he was. He didn't quite pursue it as well as I think he should, or he wasn't good enough for that level. But he still keeps in touch, and I'm just happy to see him doing other things. And so long as they are successful and they are happy doing things which they appreciate, I'll be happy too.
Does Masaba design clothes for you?
Well, she bought a few. I had a couple of T-shirts and things like that. But whenever she comes and I meet her, she always gives me shirts that she would have designed. And I'm just happy to be proud and say, oh, this is my daughter responsible for this.
We still remember your Vimal advertisement way back in '87. We still remember that.
That's right. Only Vimal, only.
Oh, very well. And only Sir Vivian.
Yeah, not only.
You actually ruled world cricket. But let me tell you, sir, with my hand on my heart, you are ruled Indian hats. So
I feel very obliged because, you know, wherever I go, and even say I'm going to London, Singapore, you have guys come to Antigua and you have Indians who will be working on the cruise ships. They'll all maybe pay a fare to find where visitors live, and it's I cannot I may not have gotten some of the stuff which you have today, the IPL and all the big bashes and all that stuff, but I'm still rich because of the respect that you get from folks, and I'm extremely happy for that.
that is why this man is called as king. Sir, I should not be sitting here. Actually, I should be sitting here. I'm so grateful.
Good man.
So,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Pleasure. Okay. Good. Okay.